Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the cons of being a remote work from home nurse. So give me a few minutes and I'll let you know all about it. While remote work offers flexibility, it's not without its drawbacks, especially in a field that's traditionally hands-on. So let's dive in. Number one, the loss of direct patient interaction. One of the biggest cons is the fact that you will not have direct patient interaction or be able to be as hands-on with your work. We are used to assessments. We are used to those types of things and having eyes on the patient at all times or whenever we enter their room. In this position, as a remote work from home nurse, you get little of that. You talk to patients through phone, you may video chat, things of that nature, and it becomes impersonable and can affect some of us nurses as we are already used to the other side of nursing. You kind of miss the vital cues, as I mentioned, the ability to do an assessment, to be able to provide comforting care for this patient. This can lead to a feeling of disconnection from the patient to the nurse or from the nurse to the patient. It can also develop some nurse burnout. Technological barriers and limitations. As you work from home, you're kind of responsible for troubleshooting a little bit of your own stuff. You're on your own, so there's nobody that can come to your computer and fix it for you. Although IT can remote in to your computer, it's still a different experience. Working from home relies heavily on technology, and for some this can be a large hurdle. Internet connectivity issues, glitches, etc. They can happen. They are totally out of your control and dependent on your own internet connection that you purchase. If you're unfamiliar with technology and the ins and outs of it, this will become difficult for you. It can lead to frustration and definitely to delays in care. Speaking of technology, sometimes you're required, depending on the job that you're doing, to do assessments through technology. And you can't listen to lung sounds accurately through a screen. You can't listen to lung sounds through a phone accurately, so your assessments will be affected. So again, this leads to incomplete care. Blurred lines between work and home. So just like in all other remote positions, you may find it hard to not check your emails when you're not actively in work. If it's outside of work hours, you may be thinking about a certain case you didn't do. You might even stay longer because you are working from home. I've done it before and I'm no stranger to that because I think, oh, I'm working from home, not so bad. I can afford to spend 5 more minutes. No. If it's the end of your time, you should be clocking out and you should forget about work. You should not be thinking about that one email you did not respond to while you were on the job. So that can be hard, and it can also lead to nurse burnout. And if you are doing case management, I hear that a patient can contact you at any hour. So I don't know if that's for sure. If you have experience with that, please comment below and let me know if that's true or not. The lack of team camaraderie and support. Although you can develop closeness with other teams on Teams, it's easier to put a name with a face and see them in physical form. But for some, it is difficult to maintain or cultivate relationships with other nurses through Teams or an app or email. As nursing is a team-oriented profession, working from home can lead you to feel isolated from your team and not feel that support that you usually have in a facility. However, in these roles, you may not exactly need that same type of support because they are different positions and different jobs that you are handling. So it may be something that you may need to ask a question in the group about, but it may not feel as though you need help with the work that you're actually doing like you would at the bedside. The shared experiences and the informal support system basically help to cultivate a team when you're at the bedside, but you can still do that stuff through the Teams app. It's just a little different. Challenges in maintaining patient confidentiality. So it may be challenging to make sure that all of your confidential items are under wraps because you are at home. So you may have people walking throughout your house, your own family. You need to also make sure that those items are secure and maintain an area where you can work and focus, but also be confidential with the materials that you are working with. You might have limited opportunities for skill development. Once you choose to become a remote nurse, you are not in the hospital anymore. So any new advances in skills or anything that come about since you've come out of nursing school or since you've been at the bedside, you may not know about, and you may not get that fresh perspective or that fresh opportunity to learn those new skills. So that's what remote nursing can do as a con. So make sure that when you become a remote nurse that you are aware of this and are okay with this, that your skills may suffer and they may not be the newest thing out there. There is always potential for miscommunication when you work from home. Things are taken in a different light when you're chatting through the Teams chat or you're emailing. People don't know the tone. They don't see your face. You're not there right in front of them. Or things get lost in translation. The ball is dropped because an email wasn't read thoroughly. These are all challenges that might come about as you're working from home. You lose that ability to see nonverbal cues. Difficulties in assessing patient safety. It's hard to assess their condition from a distance. So, while it's extremely beneficial for some of us working from home remotely, there are some challenges. What are your thoughts about it? This video was made to try to help you to kind of weigh the pros and cons. Let me know in the comments what you thought or any thoughts about working from home as a nurse. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.